there are always a few questions in add math and in A-level math in which you have to solve quadratic inequalities and cubic inequalities. So it's very relevant for all such teachers and students. So in order to enter into the inequality mode, you have to press menu and you have to press B. If you observe, B is here where my cursor is with red, it's written B. So you press menu and you press B. The calculator will ask you what degree of inequality you wish to solve. Do you wish to solve a quadratic inequality or a cubic inequality or a quartic inequality? Let's say I have to solve quadratic inequality, so I will press 2. As soon as I press 2, calculator will give me 4 options. Whether I want the inequality with greater than 0, less than 0, greater or equal to 0, or less or equal to 0. This is the screen that is visible to you all on your calculators, whether it is greater than 0, less than 0, greater than equal to 0, or less or equal to 0. It depends on the question. So let's say the first question is find the range of values of x for 2x square plus 5x minus 3. It's a quadratic inequality and it is less or equal to 0. Please note that less or equal to 0 is the 4th option. So I will press 4. Once I press 4, the calculator will give me the option to insert the coefficients. I will press 2 is equals to, I will press 5 is equals to, I will press minus 3 is equals to. Once I have inserted the equation, that is 2x square plus 5x minus 3 is less or equal to 0, I will press is equals to, and I will get the inequality minus 3 and half. X lies between minus 3 and half. All those people who have been manually solving quadratic inequalities, you must have realized that what a time-saving thing this was. When you solve it manually, you have to first solve the quadratic equation. You have to find the roots. You have to sketch the quadratic curve. You have to define the region which is below or the above the x-axis depending on the inequality. And finally, you get the inequality. So you realize that instead of doing those 5 steps, all you did was you inserted the value and you got the answer. In my previous episodes, I told you that one of the good features about this calculator is if you want to visualize, you want to see how the graph will look like, you can press shift and you press this OPTN button. Shift and OPTN will give you a QR code. When you will scan this QR code, you will be able to visualize the graph through your cell phones. I taught you how to scan the QR codes in my very first episode. So here it is. I have also made a visual for you. So what you need to do is you need to press shift and you have to press OPTN. You will get this QR code. Once you scan the QR code, which is in your calculator, this QR code, once you will scan, you will observe that this is the graph. The region with red indicates the range of solutions of the quadratic curve. The region marked with red is your desired region, and the inequality is minus 3. X lies between minus 3 and half. I hope this is clear to all of you. So this is the quadratic equation that I solved, and I hope you realized that how the curve looks like and how the inequality is obtained. Let's now look at a cubic inequality. What you will need to do is you will clear your screen and you will press the OPTN button, the option button. When you do so, it will ask you, is it a polynomial? Yes, it's a polynomial, obviously. So now you don't need to solve quadratic and cubic equations. You just need to solve the inequalities. So you will press 1, and this time on your screen, realize it's a cubic equation. So the degree of polynomial that you will select is 3. Once you select 3, you realize that once again the calculator is giving you 4 options. It is telling you whether you want a cubic inequality with greater than 0, less than 0, greater or equal to 0, or less or equal to 0. Please observe the question. In this question, you need the inequality with greater than 0. Greater than 0 is the first option. So you will press 1. Once you have pressed 1, now you will insert this particular equation in it. So x cube means 1x cube, 1 is equals to minus 5 is equals to minus 22 is equals to 56 is equals to. So now please focus on your calculator screen. It has 1x cube minus 5x square minus 22x plus 56 is greater than 0. When you will press is equals to, you will get the inequality. And the inequality is x lies between minus 4 and 2 and x is greater than 7. The way you read it is x lies between minus 4 and 2 and x is greater than 7. So this is the range of answers that this inequality is satisfying. If I want to visualize it, I will once again press shift and I will press the option button to achieve the QR code. Once I will scan the QR code, I will achieve something like this. So all those who have scanned the QR codes, I hope now you are familiar with scanning of QR codes. Please scan the QR code and you will realize that this is the shape of the cubic curve. The red region shows the region between minus 4 and 2 and greater than 7. And the answers are also x lies between minus 4 and 2 and x is greater than 7. So this is how you solve a quadratic and a cubic inequality. Please note that in this particular question, it is less than. So less than, if you observe, is the second option. So I will press 2. And now the calculator will ask me to insert the coefficients. So it is 6x square. So I will press 6 is equals to, I will press minus 17 is equals to, I will press 12 is equals to. So please observe that 6x square minus 17x plus 12 is less than 0. And now I will press equals to. So I will get the range of values as x lies between 4 upon 3 and 3 upon 2. If I wish to find it in decimal, as someone asked earlier, I press this button, SD button. When I press this button, the calculator is telling me that x lies between A and B. A is 1.333 and B is 1.5. So everything is being done by the calculator. All you need to know is the technique of how to solve things. I want to visualize it. I will press shift. I will press option. I will get the QR code. I will scan this QR code and I will be able to visualize what the graph looks like and what the required region looks like. Required region will be given with red. I hope people have managed this question. Please realize, first thing, realize that calculator is not the replacement of the manual working. Calculator is being used to verify your answers so that you are completely clear on the fact that you have done the question correctly. If the question is of 2 or more marks, it is a clear indication that you need to show steps. If the question is such that it is a part of a question, let's say a question is a word problem question, you have to do many things, and after doing all those things, you also need to solve the inequality. Then that particular question, you can directly solve the inequality through the calculator. Your marks will not be deducted. But if it is a more than 2 mark question just of an inequality, then I would strongly recommend you solve all the steps, you show all the steps, and you give the inequality, and then you verify your answer through the calculators. All right, we are done with the first question. For the second question, I will press OPTN. It will ask polynomial. Yes, it's a polynomial. It will ask the degree. So please realize that question number 2 and question number 3 are cubic inequalities. So I will press 3. And then the calculator is asking me what type of cubic inequality is this? It's less than equal to 0. Less than equal to 0 is option 4. So I will press 4. X cube means 1x cube, 1 is equals to, minus 1 is equals to, minus 9 is equals to, plus 9 is equals to, and now when I will press equals to, I'll get my answer. So my answer is x is less or equals to minus 3 and x lies between x lies between 1 and 3. So x is less or equal to minus 3 and x lies between 1 and 3. I'll do the last question, and I don't need to press OPTN again because we are already in the cubic inequality mode. So I will press 2 is equals to, I will press minus 2 is equals to, I will press minus 12 is equals to, and please realize there is no constant term. When there is no particular term, we will write 0. I mentioned that in my previous episodes also when I was talking about normal equations. So write 0 is equals to, and when you press equals to, the inequality is x is less or equal to minus 2 and x lies between 0 and 3. Once again, if you want to visualize it, you will press shift and option, you will scan this QR code and you are good to go, and you can see and visualize your graph.